Beautiful people of Lake Orion, you're joining us for our 52nd episode. I'm your host, Ian Witherspoon, and as always, I am between Taorminas. Not bad. Not bad. Oh man! Wow, we got the whole. Wow! Yeah, wow! Cake, cheese, Louises.
Congratulations for your 1 year anniversary of Between the Taorminas.
1 year.
1 year,
Man,
52 episodes, you guys. 52 episodes. You didn't miss an episode in the whole entire year, even though we shut down and moved. You found a way to do it. You got it done. And for that, we want to present you with a gift.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. I love it.
You are kidding me. Oh, wow. All right. Yep, there it is.
All right. Great.
Woo,
Well, congratulations. We'll let you
Thank
go
you.
on with your 52nd show.
Wow.
Thank
Oh,
you.
And
man.
we will have cake later.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
All right.
Woo!
Thank you to ONTV and to the beautiful Tracy for all that. Let's go to the intro. Between Taorminas, 52. Wow. Yeah, welcome back to Between Taorminas, number 52, of course.
1 year anniversary.
1 year anniversary.
Yeah.
Man, I'm still sane, relatively.
Yeah, you are. Yeah,
I've been
so
between
am I.
Taorminas for quite a while now.
Yeah, I'm surviving you too.
52 stinking episodes.
Yeah.
Man, oh man. Well, enough tooting our own horn. We got business to tend to.
Mm-hmm.
There are bigger things, bigger fish to fry. One of those is the World Series.
World
Back
Series.
in Detroit. How about that?
I love it.
I'm going to shake your hand, and I'm going to on you because he didn't believe. You believed,
Yeah.
and for that, Tigers are proud, I'm sure. The matchup. What do you guys think? Favorable, unfavorable? Giants.
It's an interesting matchup. I mean, like, I had a good talk with Chris Barnett about this matchup. I know Chris Barnett is scared about this matchup.
Well.
But, you know, if you look at it here, the Tigers, they're a dangerous team right now, but I'm worried about this layoff. Remember 2006 in the World Series that the Tigers had a long layoff, but they lost to the Cardinals in 5 games.
Right.
You know, so I'm a little worried about that. And Delman Young playing left field. That scares me.
Hopefully he's only playing there 2 games.
You know what I'm looking forward to, ladies and gentlemen?
What's that?
Ted Lincecum with all that hair,
Ted?
giving up a baseball.
Tim?
Tim
There you
Lincecum
go.
giving up a baseball with all that hair that he has. Giving up a home run to Miguel Cabrera, Prince Fielder, Delman Young, Johnny Peralta.
Somebody.
I mean, I'm going to love seeing that.
That would be
You
nice.
know,
I think he's pitching
I
game
think-
3.
I think-
game 4.
you got the Tigers
Kane's
versus
going
the
game
Giants.
4.
You got the Tigers versus Giants. That's going to be a fun series. It's a unique matchup.
Never happened
Two
before.
very different styles of teams. The Giants are coming in cocky,
Right.
arrogant after beating St. Louis. And then you got the Tigers, after beating the Yankees. They're very poised, very confident. I think the Tigers have got the best pitching staff. The Tigers got the best hitting staff. I think everything's coming together with the exception of the bullpen. I think I can
Bullpen
see the
scares
Tigers.
me in this matchup.
Wait now. Who scares you in the bullpen aside from Valverde?
You got Joaquin Benoit.
Okay, I'll give you that. But
Joaquin Benoit.
Smiley hasn't let up a run.
Nope.
Porcello's a pitch
Dotel.
this series.
He'd had 1 pitch in the playoffs, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Porcello did.
I'd like to see them pitch.
Phil
more.
Koch, obviously,
Yeah,
has been
Phil
very
Koch.
good.
Coke, yeah.
All right, so now what scares you the most maybe about the Tigers' deficiencies or the Giants? What scares you the most?
Tigers' deficiencies because
Well, what exactly? Is it the bullpen?
the bullpen with Benoit and Valverde because you got to look at what they have. I mean, every time Benoit and Valverde come up, it's like your heart is beating.
Yeah.
And you're basically saying is that, what the heck? Please don't give a hit, Papa Grande. Please.
How about a home run? Don't give
or
up a
home run, especially
please.
because
Yeah,
Papa
we saw
Grande's
that.
giving up way too many home runs. I hope he changed his delivery because I noticed that his arm strength is the difference right now. Because if you look at it here, he was throwing much higher in 2011. This year he's throwing a little bit lower, and that's a concern.
Also, when your only pitch is a fastball and they're coming right down the middle, it's not hard to hit for major league ball players.
Right.
He doesn't have that splitter threat anymore. Because if you remember when he came into the Tigers, that was his big pitch.
Yep.
He pitched in the All-Star game that year and struck out the side.
That's true.
Right.
So he is certainly not the same pitcher.
No, but I mean, but the Tigers need him this series. There's no doubt about it.
Well, closing by committee has been working.
It
right?
has, but I do think that they need him for his confidence. Just for his confidence.
Yeah.
Just get his confidence
He
up.
won't
Well,
pitch
does
game
anyone
one.
does anyone think he'll be back next year for the Tigers? Because I sure don't.
Maybe not. Maybe not.
I think he wrote his ticket out of town this playoff.
Well, we don't know.
You
We'll
think
see what
so?
happens.
I don't know. We'll see.
Well, he doesn't have a contract. You know, no option, no nothing. So, but we're talking about here. We're talking about now. So, bullpen scares you a little bit. What makes you the most confident going into this series?
Pitching. Verlander, Scherzer, Fister.
Right.
You know, just the pitching. Sanchez, pitching alone. I think I don't think San Francisco has seen a pitching staff like the Tigers.
In
They've
these
seen
playoffs,
Sanchez. They've seen Sanchez.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm talking
Yep.
about Verlander. I'm talking about Fister. I'm talking about Scherzer. They've not seen a pitching staff like this. It's going to come down to the pitching staff. If they can control the
they got the
series
Panda Bear,
like they
you
did
know?
the Yankees, because if you remember, the Yankees can get a hit.
they were also dead.
True.
You needed to check them for a pulse because there was nothing going on with those Yankees.
But, I mean, if the pitching staff controls the series like they did the Yankees series, this is going to go at least 4 or 5 games.
And you go back to the Oakland series, starting pitching was phenomenal too. It was.
And you
aside
look at
from-
the environment in San Francisco, the Tigers have been in this environment before at Oakland.
Right.
It's a very similar environment. So the Tigers have had experience there. Ultimately, you got to get one game in San Francisco.
Bingo.
Yep.
That's what it is.
think they
It's
can.
about
I
one
think
game.
They're gonna win. I think they'll win game one.
I don't think San Francisco can win 3 games in Detroit. I really don't think
Hey,
that.
I don't think they can either.
You want to talk about good fans? I've been to 2 playoff games now, this playoffs, and I'm proud of Comerica Park. I'm proud of the fans we have because, you know, it's a definite home field advantage. All right, so moment of truth. Between Taorminas World Series projections, Anthony goes first.
Tigers in 5.
Tigers in 5.
Yes, I don't think the Giants win a game at Comerica.
So you think they split at the Bay,
Yes.
come home to Motor City,
Yes.
and take care of business?
I think the Tigers hitting is going to come alive this series. I think the extra day, people talk about the rest day going to hurt them. I think it's going to actually help them.
I think it could. I think it very well could.
So I'm going to say Tigers in 5.
Especially for people like Avila, you know what I mean?
Yep.
We need his bat to get going. Sam,
I'm gonna say Tigers in 6
Tigers in 6.
because if you look at it here, I mean, like, I think you know, it wouldn't surprise me if it goes 5, but I have a strange feeling it's gonna go 6, and the Tigers will celebrate in the Bay Area.
Really?
Really.
Okay, well, as the rotation stacks up, Verlander, Fister, Sanchez, Scherzer.
What do you got?
What do I got? I don't make projections.
You need.
I'm going to
make
be
one.
crying either way, whether they win or lose.
You'll be.
Tears of joy or tears of sadness. All right, well, hey, hopefully when we come back in a week, we'll be talking about some different things with the Tigers. When we come back, next segment, though, we have Lake Orion football to discuss. Stay tuned.
Playoffs.
I'm between Taorminas.
Well, well, well. Look at what's happened here. Who would have ever thought it? Matter of fact, I actually bet Joe Johnson, and I bet that we would never see this day. But guess what? We have seen this day. I just want to send a shout out to my favorite show on ONTV, Between Taorminas. Congratulations on your 52nd episode, making it a year, and boy, we're happy you're here. Ian, when you show up, you're great. Sammy, you're still my 3rd favorite shot put coach in Orion Township, and Anthony, well, you're my favorite. So anyway, just want to give you guys a shout out, congratulations, and I know that none of this could happen without Pat, the director, who really pulls it all together. So appreciate the opportunity to be on your show. I'm coming back to get you guys. and keep it going. Let's see you next year for 104. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, sir. Hey, that's great. Thank you to Mr. Chris Barnett, wonderful man, wonderful supervisor, and we're lucky to have him. So,
Yes, we are.
and we're gonna have to get him sitting right here one day soon, huh?
Oh, yes.
All right. Listen, boy, this fanfare, Jeez, feels good, huh?
Oh, of course.
It's not bad being a minor local celebrity. I'll take it. All right, hey, let's talk Lake Orion Dragons.
This week they beat Farmington 43-18. They were down 18-0 at one point. Then they were down 18-8 at half. Then it was 35-0 in the second half. The Dragons wore them down.
They went for a 2-point conversion.
Yeah, Farmington scored 3 touchdowns and missed PATs.
All three.
All three.
All three.
Who's their kicker?
I don't
Me?
know. No,
No, I'm just kidding.
but
Got to give credit where credit's due. The Dragons played very, very well, especially in the second half. But
sure.
in a sense, it started in the first half with Derek Dolores passed to Chaz Miller, and Chaz Miller ran it all the way for a Dragons touchdown. Then they made a 2-point conversion. I think that started the whole game. And then Jacob Miller in the offensive line took it from there. The defense played great in the second half. You got to give the Dragons credit.
Really shut them down, huh?
if you look at it, what Lake Orion did, I mean, I thought first quarter everything went wrong. They had they turned it over in the first series. They fumbled for a touchdown. They had a block punt. I mean, and then they just were getting 3 and out. It was sort of almost familiar to the Clarkson hangover. But
Sounds like the Lions game last
But-
night. 3 and out. Yeah.
But I think if you look at what Lake Orion did, they played exactly what I thought they were. This was Lake Orion football at its finest. They were
In the
tougher
second half.
in the second half. They played well in the second half. They just looked like they were the better team out there in Farmington
were.
in the second half.
So concerns about the first half? Anything?
They're
does
not
it
having
say-
it
does
again
it-
this week.
If they have this, they can't afford to be a second half team. They
Right.
just cannot afford that, especially going into the playoffs, going into this type of environment. Do I think it's going to happen? No. I don't think it's going to happen here. I think we're going to see the Dragons that played very well throughout the season. The only one bad game they had was Clarkston. And then other than the first half with Farmington, the first half with Oxford, the Dragons have been predominantly playing pretty well.
Right.
I think we're going to see that here, albeit there's going to be some tough competition coming up.
Right. So what do we got next?
Well, we got
Who's on the docket?
We got playoffs this
Playoffs
week.
this week.
Lake Orion drew a very tough district in the first round. They
Tough
get
district and tough
tough
region.
district, tough region. They get to play Sterling Heights Stevenson in the first round. It's a rematch of the 2008 regional final at Runnell Field when
What
Jeff
hap-
Heath kicked the 49-yard field goal to stun the Titans.
And what happened that year?
Lake Orion went on to the state championship game.
In
All right.
2008.
They lost
Right.
to Rockford.
They got there though.
They got
Yeah.
there, yes.
But obviously, you look at how they've got it set up. There's a couple things that happened. They've split Lake Orion and Clarkston up. Clarkston's on the west side of the bracket.
Right.
Lake Orion's on the east side of the bracket.
Well, if I'm
Both have
still
tough
correct,
journeys.
they were both still 1 and 2, right?
no.
No.
Orion is
Orion
three.
went
They
down to
dropped.
3, yeah.
They dropped to
Who's-
three.
dropped to 3.
Who went to 2?
Not sure. I think it wasn't either.
You're not sure.
Churchill.
What in the world?
Churchill.
Churchill.
Churchill
Yeah.
Downs.
Yep, Livonia Churchill.
Oh, Livonia Churchill.
But the thing is, it was shocking because they put Clarkston and Lake Orion, they separated them. And that doesn't happen very often.
Right.
But I mean, they obviously both have very tough paths.
Yep.
But we're also going to talk about Lake Orion. Lake Orion's got a very tough path. They
Right.
got Sterling Heights Stevenson.
Always
then they
tough.
play, who's always going to be tough. And then you got Warren Mott or Utica Eisenhower. Should the Dragons win,
Eisenhower.
they got to play either Warren Mott or Utica Eisenhower.
And we're
Both of
probably
them
thinking
8
Ike,
and
huh?
1.
Probably Ike's going to take that.
Both of them 8 and 1.
Okay.
Very good teams. And
Right.
also, if they get by that, they have to play probably Macomb Dakota. Macomb Dakota is a pretty good team too.
The Mac Red champs.
They're the MAC Red champs.
Sounds like the gauntlet, really.
And then in the semis, should Orion get there, they got to play Detroit Cass Tech. So they'll probably have to play them.
Well,
Doesn't get any easier, does it?
nothing is easy here. I mean,
Nothing's easy in the
but
playoffs.
If there's
But
one
take
good
Stevenson.
thing, if there's one good thing out of this, it's all the games will be in Lake Orion except for the state semis in the state finals. But you got to look at the matchup.
Both
with
at Ford
Stevenson.
Field?
Yeah. Got to look at matchup with Stevenson. Stevenson's a very interesting team. You know, they had the third year under coach I think it's Steve Gorecki who replaced legendary coach Rick By after retiring after the 2009 season. I think if you look at the matchup, Stevenson's got a good quarterback, good running back, 2 good receivers, and a good tight end. They remind you a lot of the typical NFL type team. Like they'll run sometimes they'll do some spread looks. You know what I mean? Very
Get that
similar.
pro style offense
Get
going.
that pro style offense.
Sure,
but
sure.
you know what surprised me if they spread it out at times to go down the field. Stevenson defensively is very interesting. They got a big lineman, and then they got 3 very good linebackers. You know, but the thing is, I did the averages. Stevenson's coming in averaging 28.7 points per game, and they only allowing 17. 17's not bad in the Macomb area conference.
All right. Now, how does Lake Orion's defense match up against that?
I think they match
offense.
up well. The key is you got to stop the run. You know, if they can stop the run, I think they got a good chance in this game. If they don't stop the run, they don't stop the quarterback, they don't stop that quarterback-receiver connection of maxing the sights, then I think it's going to be a long day for the Dragons defense.
Stevenson is a very good opponent. They're 6-3, but they've played very tough in their losses.
They were 1-8
Sounds like
last year.
Sounds like they have big play potential,
They do.
They do.
and that'll kill you in
They
the
were
playoffs.
1-8 last year, and now they're 6-3 this year. So it's going to be a very competitive game at Lake Orion this Friday night.
If you look at their 2 losses, Sterling Heights Stevenson, it was to Utica Eisenhower. They lost that one 23-16, and then they lost last week in overtime to Warren Mott 26-23. Stevenson's a battle-tested team. I think
So is every team in Macomb County.
Every team in Macomb County. I think it's going to be a very tough test for Lake Orion. It'll be a very tough test.
All right.
But I do think the Dragons pull it off.
Predictions. You think
Dragons
they pull it
are
off?
going to pull it off, yes.
You got a score for me or no?
I'm not going to give you a score.
Who do you think they play? Ike or Mott?
We got to get by Stevenson first. If we get by
If
Stevenson
they win,
first,
who do you think wins between Ike and Mott?
I'm going to say Ike.
Yeah. Okay. Sam, what do you got?
I think Lake Orion wins this one. It's going to be close because Ike's got a very good
You have
special teams.
34-21.
I got 34-24
Yep.
in favor of Lake Orion.
That's 2 scores. That's pretty good in the playoffs, huh?
But also got to be aware of Sterling Heights Stevenson's special teams. They got a very good field goal kicker. They got a very good punter who's not Kyle Brinza type, but
Right.
they got 2 very good special team players.
So
I think they're gonna, if they win, they're gonna play Eisenhower. Eisenhower's a big monsters in the line, and a 4-year starting quarterback.
all right. Well, there it is. Go Dragons. When we come back, we're going to talk a little retrospective here on Between Taorminas, and during the break, we're going to get Sammy some Lysol. Stay tuned.
Hey, Sammy, Anthony, Ian. Hey, congratulations, guys. 52 in a row. That's quite an accomplishment. You know, when I think of 52, Sammy reminds me of all those penalty yards you had against Rochester your senior year. So, hey, good number. But proud of you guys. You guys become a Lake Orion icon, and it's been a lot of fun watching you. So keep up the great work, and congratulations.
Between Taorminas, Mickey York here from Fox Sports Detroit. Congratulations on 52 shows in 1 year. I don't think I do that many television shows in a year. When are you going to have me on, by the way? And I don't want to be in the call-out segment. Congratulations, guys.
All right.
Wow.
Mickey
Coach
York
Bell and Mickey York.
shout out there.
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
phenomenal.
Congratulations.
Great.
Wow.
Yeah, congratulations to Mickey York for being there.
Congratulations.
Wow.
Thank you to Mickey York and Mr. Bell, obviously. Wow, that's great, huh?
Yes,
Wow.
it is.
Mickey York,
Mickey York.
Coach Bell.
Coach Bell, two
Chris
local
Barnett.
heroes. Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
It's been a good show, huh, guys?
Very good.
It's been a good
I
year.
can't believe that this journey began at the, if you look at it, this journey began, you know, we talked about this at the Lake Orion or middle school league meets.
Yes, we did.
Not the league meet, but at
The city meet.
the city meet.
Sure, yeah, I remember.
We talked about this, about coming up with the idea of having this television show.
Yes.
Obviously, we talk about things in life, and to see how it's, you know, it's been unbelievable.
This is just basically an extension of a conversation we usually have.
Oh,
you know,
yes.
we get
Oh,
together,
yes.
we gab it up, we talk sports, we try to have a good
We've
time.
had some great people on the show
We've
here
had-
too.
yeah,
We've had some great call-outs. We had some crazy people. You know what I mean? Like, you
Yeah, I
know,
think you're one of them.
I think you're out too. I
Oh.
think if you look at what the show has done, you know, I think, you know, we're doing it. We're doing wonderful. We're doing great.
And you know, we would not be here if it wasn't for the people at ONTV, huh?
Yes.
You know,
I mean, we
Joes,
owe
the Tracys,
so much to
Diane.
ONTV. First, you gotta
Yep.
give credit to where credit's due. Kevin Tutalola.
yep, back in the day.
Yeah,
sure,
back in
Kevin.
the day. Also, Joe Velez,
Yep.
Joe Johnson.
Yep.
You know, also our Pat Ronan. Pat Ronan's
Ronan's
been with us since
day
day
one.
one.
Sure.
You know, also Rochelle Boudry was there as well.
Miss Tracy, Miss
Miss
Diane.
Tracy, Miss Diane, Ian Locke.
Yep.
I mean, they've been phenomenal. Also, you got our guest speakers as well.
Sure.
You got Ian.
Oscars,
Yep, we got
Belsinos.
Oscars,
No, not Belsinos.
Benitos.
Oh, Benitos.
Also, we have you know, our guest people who've come
Yep.
on here. You know, Andy Miller, Kyle Wood, Garrett Kaloje, you know, Chris Barnett, you know,
Pat
Curtis Etherton,
Udo.
Jay Shira, also Pat Caputo.
Yeah.
Pat Caputo was probably, and then of course, you know, that was probably the most shocking I've
You know, I'm
met,
surprised you
Pat
survived
Caputo.
that show because I remember
still
you
can't believe
hitting the
it.
floor right over there.
I still can't believe he came on.
I can't believe
kidding
you
me?
didn't crack your skull
Are
on
you
the floor.
kidding me? Pat Caputo came on. Oh my goodness gracious!
Yeah.
You know,
Yes, mercy.
you know who else we need to thank as well?
Who's
the
that?
fans who watch our show every week and the community who comes out.
Sure.
To the community, I'd like to thank you guys for watching our show. I'd like to thank everybody else who watches our show, whether if you're in Lake Orion or abroad.
Or in
Thank you
Indiana,
very, very much.
IPFW. Thank you, folks down there.
Mhm.
Or IUPUI.
I personally would also like to thank, like, you know, like every person I've called out. I haven't heard, but personally, like, you know, on a respect, you know, I like to thank you for allowing me to give you like my bashing of people. I do really mean that to some of the calls.
Not
that I get.
LaQueen, though.
Not LaQueen James. I think LaQueen James is the princess.
Okay.
But then again, you know, I like to thank those who I bashed every single day,
Beautiful.
and I don't like them too much.
Well, all right.
I think too, you know, I mean, I do some weird call-outs myself. You know, I mean,
Yeah,
we
you
had
sure do.
The Easter
Yeah.
Bunny
Yourself.
superhero,
Yeah.
Chuck North. I mean,
Some
those are
interesting
crazy
call-outs.
call-outs. But I mean, you know, we all
You're
have
a crazy
fun.
guy.
I think the most important thing is we have fun doing what we love to do.
Hey,
Everybody
we wouldn't be here every week if we didn't enjoy it, huh?
No, I know.
All right.
You
Well,
know?
enough patting ourselves on the back. I think we still have more business to tend to, huh? So who's
yeah,
up?
we're gonna do some call. We're gonna do a
Everything's
little
not so
call-out.
lovey-dovey here. On the
Yeah,
Taorminas, you know?
Um,
Sometimes you got to get a little violent here. Huh?
You know, this week I was looking at the MHSA brackets. We kind of talked about it a little bit, me and you, Sammy, you know, Nini. And Lake Orion and Clarkson are on the other side of the bracket. Lake Orion's got to go through the storm of Macomb. Jack Roberts. Mr. Roberts. Why? Simple. Look, man, I don't know why you have that, why you had the region set up the way that they did. If you look at Lake Orion's a lot closer to Romeo. I can understand that you have Lake Orion going east, but I mean, you mean Lake Orion's a lot closer to Romeo, a lot closer to, you know, to Eisenhower and Dakota. I mean, like, you could have put them in a district or something like that. I mean, you kind of made the districts all weird out, you know what I mean? Jack Roberts, I think that, you know, you've done some wacky playoff views in the past, you and this so-called committee, which Dan Fife is part of. And, but I mean, I think this one is weird. As for Sterling Heights Stevenson, yeah, Lake Orion will play the game. I mean, there's no, you know, I'm not going to complain about,
Heard Warren Mott was not
Stevenson,
happy about
but
the
I heard-
district.
you know, but I mean, the thing is, Jack Roberts, I would check and I would reconsider your districts in the near future. Thank you.
All right.
Well, I'm gonna call out two people that I've had it with them. You know what I mean when it comes to collective bargaining. You know, we have a thing called Proposal 2 coming out in November. But here's the thing I'm gonna do. I'm gonna call out is Donald Furr, who is the head of the NHL Players Association, and of course my good friend Gary Bettman. Why? Let's look at it here. Do you guys agree? Why don't you agree? Why do we have hockey? The reason why we don't have hockey is because of you two. You can't get in agreement with anyone. You can't agree on a fair deal. We had a 50-50 split last week, and the union turned it down. Gary Bettman, why would you put a 46% salary increase? You had everything you wanted. Everything. And now you're throwing it all under the bus. And now you're making us fans suffer because of it. You know, you're a disgrace. Both of you guys are. I understand, Donald Fair, you were head of the Baseball Players Association. You didn't get on, but you get times. I understand that.
Who does?
Who does?
But now you got to look at what the players' union and the Major League Baseball done. They did a collective bargaining agreement just last year. But also, you know, but why can't you get an agreement with Gary Bettman? Gary Bettman's a crazed-up lunatic who's had to survive 3 lockouts. And now, heck, I talked to a good friend of mine, Pat Caputo. Pat Caputo hates you. Oh. I hate you. You're a disgrace. I bet you the city of Detroit hates you. City of Denver hates you. Dallas hates you. Vancouver, I know, hates you. Why don't you just step aside, Gary Bettman? Step aside. And also, Donald Fair, I think it's also time for you to step aside, too. We got to get hockey back. You know, hockey fans, rise up to the occasion and stand up.
Deserve better.
They deserve better. Hockey fans deserve better. They deserve better. You know.
Deserve hockey.
I mean, like.
Can we not get some hockey?
We can't get hockey. We can't talk hockey, and it's all your fault. That's what you two are. You both are disgraces in my heart.
This is Sammy's anger level right now as we speak, ladies and gentlemen.
It's in the red, folks.
It's in the red, ladies and gentlemen.
Can't blame you. Can't blame you. Last night the Wings were supposed to beat up on the Canucks. Didn't happen. You know why? There's no hockey. They're in a lockout.
Nope, there's no lockout.
Well, anything else, guys? Time to wrap up 52.
Again, thank you everybody who watches our shows, whether if it's on YouTube or whether if it's on ONTV or on our Facebook page. You know, and I thank you guys so very, very much, and I thank everybody involved for making this show happen. And, you know, I love you guys with all my heart.
I'd like to thank everybody for watching our show. Of course, you know, we've had some good laughs, good entertainment, and
some good yells.
Gary Bettman, I'd like to hear from you someday.
If he's not on by 104,
yeah, then we're in trouble. Then he's in big trouble.
we're heading after him.
Yeah.
Thank you so much,
All
everybody.
right. Well,
thank you to everybody. You know, Gary.
We already said it.
not Gary Bettman.
Okay, not Gary Bettman.
All right, Mr.
Thank
Barnett,
you,
Mr.
Ian.
Bell, Mr. York. Thank you.
Mr. Barnett.
Thank you. I said that.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you, Lake Orion. Thank you, boys. Thank you, ONTV. Till next week.
Good night,
See you guys.
everyone.